All right. Let's hopefully you can hear me. Testing. Okay, testing. I want to testing, testing, testing. I'm going to have to speak up regardless, I guess. Anyway, um why am I making a review of the Batman? Um well, because I have seen over the years, but definitely recently, a lot of quote unquote comic book fans, um, superhero fans, whatever you want to call them, talk about the Batman and compare the various Batmans. And, you know, some people have their favorite Batman. Most people are pretty unanimous in that The Dark Knight's the best Batman movie, the definitive Batman movie. And I wasn't really interested in any of this, but then I happened to notice some people saying that this movie was better than any Batman movie in the previous, including The Dark Knight. And others said they really liked it when they first watched it, but then after a while of thinking about it or rewatching it, they disliked it. So, as someone who doesn't care about the comics, I don't care about the canon, I just care about a good story. As long as that movie is a self contained, decent movie, I'm good. So, obviously, um, because I'm a storyteller, that's what I'm focused on. Um, People who are comic book fans and only want what's in the comics to be on the screen are always going to be disappointed because that's pretty much impossible. But I guess you came here for my Batman review. I think this is like the first movie review I've ever done on YouTube. So I'll go ahead and tell you what Batman movies I've seen. I've seen Batman. When was it? 89. Yeah, the two Tim Burton Batmans. So Batman and Batman Returns. I've either seen and forgotten or seen bits and pieces of the two after that. Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. I have seen Batman Begins and I have seen The Dark Knight, and I did not bother going to see the third one in that trilogy. I did not see any of the Ben Affleck ones yet, though I will be watching Justice League one of these days. As you can tell, I'm not a huge superhero comic book fanatic. I like them as stories. I don't care for any particular character as long as it's done right. Like I'm not a Superman fan, I'm not a Batman fan. I guess the closest thing I could be called is like a Deadpool fan, I guess, because, you know, I liked him before I saw the movies. But anyway, that's a whole separate issue. Um, so yeah, I didn't see the Ben Affleck ones, but from what I've heard, they're horrible. Um, so here's what I'm gonna say about the Batman. Um, it's a decent movie. It's pretty much it. It's just a decent movie. Um, to all the haters out there who are like, "Oh, it's it was too long or this and that." And it's like, yeah, it was a little bit too long. And yes, it could have edited it a little bit better and all that good stuff. Um, But even, for the 2010s, early 2000s, back when movies and TV shows were actually good, it was an okay movie. It's it, it's I would say also that um again, as someone who doesn't care for the comics, just the movies, um he's my favorite Batman, and they did it right by keeping the mask on the majority of the time, because I don't give a shit about Bruce Wayne. However, they probably should have cut his hair and not made him look so emo. But anyway, um, so yeah, there's some flaws, but it's just a decent movie. Maybe 7.5, 8 out of 10. Um, in this day and age, you're not gonna get any more nines or tens as far as movies go. They're just not gonna happen anymore. So yeah, I thought it was a decent movie. I thought he was the best Batman. He has the best Batmobile, and that's like objectively the best Batmobile. It's a muscle car, so you know. Um, but yeah, so originally when I thought of doing this, I was gonna be like, oh, I'm just gonna get on and say, it's a decent movie. Cut it off. It'll be like 20 seconds. It'll be funny. Um, but I thought excuse me, I thought I would actually give you more in-depth opinions for those of you who happen to be watching live. Um, but yeah, he's it was an okay movie. As for the length, again, yeah, they could have trimmed off. I don't. Some people say you could have trimmed off like 30 minutes. I don't know about that. A couple minutes here and there, but I don't think it was 30 minutes. I do think that there was some long scenes, some long establishing shots that could have been cut down. But yeah, it was alright. It again, 7.5 out of 10 for a movie. Um, if they had, uh, you know, gone more into the woke stuff, I wouldn't have watched it at all. If they had taken out the one woke line, which we all know what that is, um, and left off the whole last part with the flooding of the city, I guess I could give it an 8, 8.5, but it's not going to be a 9. It was never going to be a 9 because it's a PG-13 movie that's trying to be dark and gritty. So it was never going to be a 9. But it's an okay movie. Best Batman. Not the best Bruce Wayne, but that's fine. I don't watch it for Bruce Wayne. And that's pretty much it. As far as the characters around him, nobody, and again, this is objective, nobody can compete with Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. But she was okay. I would have preferred more of an antagonistic role at first, but at least they had a bit of chemistry. And there's going to be obviously people out there that's like, oh, they didn't have any chemistry. I'm like, yeah, they had some. Um, the car, best Batmobile. Um, I heard I I heard someone was complaining about Gordon, Commissioner Gordon being black again. I thought his character was fine. Um, I think they could have done a bit more with Alfred. They should have got the guy from Gotham. He would have been the best. He is the best Alfred I've seen, and I know it's partly probably because he's younger. And Michael Caine is good, but I like the younger, you know, SAS Alfred, the guy who could kick ass. But that's just me. Anyway, it's already been 10 minutes, so I'm gonna get off here. Now you know it's just a movie. Back in 2000s, 2010, people would be like, "Yeah, it's an okay movie." But because of all the woke crap, you have people saying, "Oh, it's the best Batman," and then you have other people saying, "Oh, it's like a 6 out of 10." because it's too long or because of this, because of that. They're nitpicking over everything because that's what they get paid to do on YouTube. But it's just an okay movie. 7, 7.5, maybe 8 on a good day out of 10. Probably not gonna rewatch it. Anyway, bye everybody.